The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Namaskar. This is Dada Rainjitananda, and we are continuing our Astanga-yoga course. Today is the class number 15. So the first thing is a reminder about your practice. Keep on your practice. And what we have seen so far during this course is a simple practice. You start with the first thought of the day, a very special thought. There are some special yogic techniques for that we haven't mentioned, but we mentioned that the first thought of the day should be something very positive, something spiritual. You can use the mantra, even the mantra we have taught during the course, Baba Nam Kevalam. You can remember that mantra and the idea behind the mantra, that everything is that feeling of universal love or infinite love. And then go for the first movement. We already talked about it. It's a mudra. It stimulates the whole body, the whole circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system. All the systems in the body get stimulated by that mudra. Then daily meditation. Every day, if you don't have a particular practice of meditation, you can use the mantra Bhavanam Kevalam, even 5 minutes twice a day. If you have a practice of meditation, then do your practice. Do it consistently, regularly. Then also asanas, daily asanas. It is not enough like to do 2 times a week, once a week, very long practice, like going to a yoga studio and doing 1.5 hours. That's okay, but it should be something daily. That would be extra. Like one day you do extra, but every day you do at least a little bit. And then what we have talked about, Yama and Niyama, each one of them, there are 5 practices. They need to be remembered and done daily, consciously. Not to just have those points somewhere in the memory, somewhere there, but things that you do every day related to those points. Niyama are for us, and Yama, our relationship with others. And as we mentioned previously, in case you have any problem, any relationship problem with other people, look at it from the point of view of Yama. There are 5 points of Yama. And you analyze your relationship with that other individual based on those 5 points and see if there is anything lacking. Or you can also decide on 5 ways that you can relate with that other person that will cover those 5 points of Yama and see how it improves that relationship. This much for practice, but I like to remind it every class because practice is everything. It is what we do every day in our day-to-day life that matters, that will change us, that will change our quality of life. And today we are going to continue another little step ahead on the pranayama. Pranayama is related to breathing, related to air, proper way of breathing, and control how you breathe. So it's related to how you take air in, how you hold it in, how you let the air come out, how you pause after completely exhalation, controlling that system is pranayama. We saw that there is a flow of energy in the body. Is the vital energy flow, which is related to the air. I only mentioned in the last class that there are 5 internal airs and 5 external. So the way they move in the body, there are 5 internal, 5 external. Today, I'm going to talk about these 5 internal, 5 external. This is the slide I'm going to use to talk about these 5 internal and 5 external vayus. I will start from the internal. First, the collection of all the 10 vayus. The collection of the pranas is called prana. It ends with H. So that's the collection of all the 10. 5 internal pranas, 5 external pranas, but I'm using the word vayu. You can see here in the picture. By using also the word vayu, it makes it easier to understand. There are 10 vayus. The collection of 10 vayus is prana. And the word vayu actually means air, so 10 airs. Now let's see. The first one, we'll call it the one related to circulation. It's Vyana in Sanskrit. It is, you see the green here, and it's in the whole body. This prana, or this vayu, related to the circulation of the blood, the circulation of the lymph, it controls circulation in the whole body. That's called Vyana. The second one, prana, it is active in the heart and in the lungs. This this part of the body that is between the navel point and the throat is prana. Any problem of breathing, heart, is usually a problem of prana, of this air. If we can balance the air, this particular air, prana, we can solve most of our heart and breathing problems. Another one is udana. Udana is related to the throat area. It's related to expression. In the throat area, we have a voice. So now through the voice, we express. So this area, the air that functions in this area is called udana. Then, at the navel point, there is samana. Samana is related to digestion, and it also maintains balance between prana, which is working in the heart and lungs, and I introduce now another one, apana. Apana is related to elimination. It is active below the navel point. Apana below the navel point. Prana above the navel point, until throat. At the navel point, Samana. If we have digestion problems, our digestion is not good, that is related to Samana. If we have elimination problem, or we eat but we cannot eliminate properly, and then we have to take some laxative and things like that, that's a problem in the Apana. Okay, so we covered the 5 internals: Vyana, whole body; Prana, between navel point and throat; Apana, below the navel point; Samana, at the navel point; Udana, at the throat. These are the 5 internal vayus. Now let's see. If there is an imbalance in the navel area, what can happen is that our elimination will be disturbed. Our heart and lungs also will be disturbed. Therefore, it's very important to maintain the balance of the virus. Therefore, this pranayama, to practice pranayama, is important. And it is a delicate practice. And even breathing properly, which we'll see today we'll go into a little bit more into just breathing. Just breathing properly, it will help a lot with any problem in the virus. Like some people have asthma. Okay, sometimes it's an allergy and the lungs get an allergic reaction like that. But a lot of it is related to how one breathes. If one can breathe fully, can put out all the air, bring new air, create that circulation very, very good, we'll get more vital energy. Having more vital energy, then we can spread that vital energy through the body and keep a good balance in our structure. If there is a lack of vital energy, or if the vital energy is stuck in a certain area, then we may have problem with elimination, or we may have heart problem, we may have digestive problem, throat problems, problem in the circulation. Is everything related to the vital energy. How to stimulate the vital energy. Nowadays, for example, many people, they spend a lot of time sitting, a lot of time indoors. All that is affecting the vital energy, the quality of air that we have. Or we live in a city that is very polluted, so the quality of air is not so good. So all that affects the virus, affects the airs in the body. The way we breathe, like if we are sitting a lot and we are always bending forward, compressing the lungs, it means we are not breathing fully, and we will get problem with the vital energy. So it's good just to know, to have this knowledge, and then to work on our posture, on our routine, and how we spend our time, how much we go outdoors, how much we walk, how much we exercise in a way to expand the lungs, or how we eliminate all the air when we breathe out and not just breathe halfway in and out. So all that is important. Okay, we will talk more about these 5 internal values. I want just now to mention the 5 external values. And we'll talk also a little bit about some energizing exercises or some visualization exercises. Okay. The 5 external. The first one, you can see in the figure, is called kurma, contraction. When we contract the body, contract everything, we are taking help of this vayu. The opposite one is called krikara. It's about stretching. When we stretch, we are utilizing this vayu, krikara. You will notice that sometimes us, sometimes friends, other people will know they will be always contracted. If they are always contracted, it means that a lot of the vital energy is going into contraction, this kurma vayu. If that happens, it creates an imbalance because not enough vital energy going to this one, krikara, which is related to stretching. Another one, naga. Naga is a vayu that is related to the joints. People who have joint problems, that's a vayu problem, can be regulated by doing breathing exercises. You know, if you have some problem in the joints, if you go to a doctor, doctors will give you various pills like this. But actually, it's a problem with your vital energy. If you can revitalize the body through exercise, through proper breathing, a lot of that problem will go away. Others, devadatta, the vayu related to hunger and thirst. Sometimes we don't eat. Our stomach gets empty. Then we feel, oh, I have some emptiness in my stomach. Okay, the air that functions in that area now is creating a sensation, and that is giving me the sensation of hunger. Same with thirst. And the last one is dhananjaya, related to sleep. If one doesn't sleep well, it's because that air is disturbed. For example, if we eat heavy food in the night and that food creates some gas, gas is air, more air in the body. Now that air that the food is creating has to be somehow absorbed, somehow metabolized by the body to and balance all the air. So if a lot of air is in the digestive tract created by the food, that air has the tendency, those gases, to disturb the mind. And then we may have lots of dreams. Therefore, avoid in the evening food that creates a lot of gas. Diet is very important. Actually, we need to look at our body as a very delicate, as very perfect machine and treat it in a very nice way, know how it works. If we put this thing in the machine, what happens? If we put that thing, what happens? If we put these chemicals in our body, what happens? If we put those, what happens? So like which food we put in, which liquid we put in, what quantity, and what thoughts we put in our mind, because you can see that sometimes you are just thinking about something, and that can accelerate your heart, or that can slow down your heart. It can make your breathing more excited or less excited. Everything has a lot of relation. Everything is interrelated in the body. Now we saw the 5 external values also. Kurma, contraction. Naga, joints, works in the joints. Krikara, stretches. Devadatta, hunger and thirst. Dhananjaya, sleep. I will keep here for today on the values. And I just want to, there are a few points more for today. One, want to talk a little bit about abdominal breathing. Most people breathe thoracic. Breathe in, breathe out. That is limited. We need to engage also the abdominal breathing. A good way to practice it is to lie down. When we lie down and then you breathe in, so air is going in, breathe in, the abdomen is going up, or means out, going out. That means that a certain muscle called diaphragm is going down. You can see in the figure. Here you see in the mouth there is an arrow going in, so air is going in. In the abdomen you see an arrow going out or going up. It means the abdomen is filling up. And here you see another arrow. It represents that this muscle called diaphragm is going down. In the second figure, now you breathe out. When you breathe out, your abdomen will go in. Abdomen go in because the diaphragm goes up. Diaphragm goes up, comes up, presses the lungs, air goes out. This is a good way to get a feeling of what is abdominal breathing. Lie down and practice it. Breathe in, see that your stomach is going out. Breathe out, the stomach is going in. Practice the abdominal breathing. This other picture related, just to see a little bit more in detail. On the left, inhalation. Inhalation, okay. The arrow going down means the diaphragm is going down. Diaphragm contracts. Lung expands. Chest expands. So chest expands. Abdomen expands. Diaphragm contracts, goes down. The lungs get filled up with air. That's on the left side. On the right side, in the exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes. It moves up. The chest contracts. The air goes out. Same thing, but seeing from a standing position. So in the lying position was the first one. Let's go back there. This one lying down, you can practice, and then standing or sitting, you also practice. I mentioned the last class that we should practice a few times a day this full breathing. It's better to go outside if there is fresh air, nature, oxygen, practice it a few times. Okay. This much about breathing. The goal. What is the goal of pranayama? I talk a little bit about health, about how it affects the body, the functioning and everything, but the main goal of pranayama is to improve the capacity to think by creating pause in the movement of the airs. It is also increases the capacity to assimilate or internalize ideas. If you know children, if they can't stop, they are always jumping, moving, means the airs are very stimulated. They will have difficulty to think, difficult to study, difficult to understand, difficult to learn, difficult to develop the mind. That is the goal of pranayama. Because it has so much effect in the mind, it is a delicate practice that needs to be done under guidance. Not just to go in a book, read a book, learn one pranayama, start practicing. Maybe you can get a good sensation out of it. You feel, oh, so nice. That's not the goal. And it's a delicate practice. If you don't know where it is going to take you, better to study more, learn from somebody who practices, somebody who teaches, qualified. Okay. In our case, Astanga-yoga, one of the most important practices of Astanga-yoga will be meditation, which we are going to reach. Pranayama should help with meditation. There are certain kinds of pranayama that may help with giving you more vital energy, but at the same time it may accelerate the mind. It will not help with meditation, or it will direct the mind towards the material, and the meditation we are practicing is a meditation that guides us towards internal. Basically, this will be the presentation for today, and you can think of questions. If you have any questions, please type over there. Next class, we are going to cover a little bit more on the pranayama. I will do a summary in the end here. Now, one quote. The mind is the master of the sense organs, and air is the master of the mind. Through our mind, we'll control the sensory organs. What we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, what we hear. We should not let the sensory organs guide us. Like you see something, you get attracted to it. You hear something, you get attracted to it. Or you taste something, then you eat a lot of it. Things like that. Senses are to be controlled by the mind, and the mind to be controlled by the air, the prana. That's the importance of pranayama. What we saw today, we talked about the 5 internal and the 5 external airs. We reminded that the goal of pranayama is to help the mind to concentrate, therefore to help meditation. And we talk about practicing abdominal breathing, full breathing, where you use the thorax plus the abdomen, both. Fully filling up the lungs, fully empty, complete cycle. All right. Okay, so I think this much for today. I don't see any questions that I haven't answered. And thank you very much for participating today. And you will get the video also. Okay, thank you. Namaskar.